All right, welcome to the night class. Today we are going over our Chapter 5 review in Tech Math, aka Algebra. It is the Systems chapter, okay? So we're going to do Systems of Equations, System of Inequalities, and let's start. Let's go. Let's see here. Number 1, 2, and 3. These all follow those directions. Tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the system or not. So all we have to do is do what with our ordered pair? Plug it in, okay? So this is X, this is Y, we just plug them in. So -1, not plus, excuse me, minus -2, does that equal 1? Well, let's see here. Two negatives times each other make a what? A positive. So that'd be plus, and 2 minus 1 is 1 equals 1. So that one checked. Okay? Same thing for this one. -3 times -1 plus -2 says should equal 3. Yeah. 3 plus -2 would be 1. Does 1 equal 3? No. So this one is a no. Any questions on how to do that? All right, good. 2, same process. So there's my X, there's my Y, plug them in. 1 equals -6 times -1 minus 5. That would be
1 equals 6.
1 equals, that's 6 minus 5 is 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. So that one checks. For the second one, 1 equals -8 times -1 minus 7. That would be 8 minus 7, which is 1. So that one is a yes. That -1 is a solution.
I have a question.
Yes.
I thought if it was like in that format, and if you flipped it around, I thought it was like 7 minus 8, and then equal.
Why would I flip it around?
Like if you because like some people can't like just read it just like that, because like maybe they're used to it.
You talking about here?
Yes.
If you did 7 minus 8,
Yes.
well, that would be different
And
because
you put the equal signs on the other side.
but it would still be different because now you're saying 7. Right now you're saying 8 minus 7.
Yes.
Well, if you flipped it around and said 7 minus 8, that's a different answer. See what I'm saying? 7 minus 8 is -1. So you can flip it around, but it would be -7 plus 8. Does that make sense? That would be the same thing. But you can't just flip the numbers and expect to get the same answer. Okay? I'm pretty sure you're just probably getting it mixed up with something. Because I've had kids do, I'll say something and they use it for something else that I didn't mean them to use it for. Does that make sense? Okay, so anyway, all right, last one. Plug them in. X, Y, Y's 0. That always makes it easier. -9 times -1 plus 3 times 0. Anything times 0 is what? 0. So that goes away. -9 times -1 is +9. And so that one works. 9 does equal 9. Here, -7 times -1 plus 0 equals 11. Well, let's see if that works. That's 7. Does 7 equal 11?
No.
No. So this one is a no. So you should have gotten no, yes, and no. Any questions on how to do those? Easy enough? Everybody good? All right. Everybody got what's on the board? All right. Move it up a little bit to number 4.
Come on, man, in your third place.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? You are just solving the system of linear equations. Now, So what we're going to do is, remember, if you notice, how many did I give you like this? How many of them? 9, 10, or 9 total, right? 9 total problems. I gave you 3 of them set up to do graphing. I gave you 3 of them set up to do substitution, and I gave you 3 of them set up to do elimination. Okay, so that's what we're going. So this one, number 4, what is it set up to do? Graph. And remember, I told you if you can graph it, you can put it in your calculator and get our answer. All right, so let's go to our calculator here and go to y equals, and let's see here. What, can y'all read me those equations so I don't have to go back and forth?
Negative x plus 27.
Negative x plus 27 and
X plus 5.
X plus 5. Thank you, sir. And then hit graph. I only see one line, so that means I probably need to what?
Zoom out.
Zoom out. So I'm going to hit zoom, number 3, and hit enter. And now I can see it. They do cross. So do you remember what to hit to get your answer? Second and trace.
And then enter.
Number 5, intersect, and hit enter 1, 2, 3 times. 11 and 16. Easy enough? Okay. Yes, you can do it by hand, of course. You can graph it on your own, but that's a really big graph for one, and you need to practice using your calculator as well as doing it on paper. Okay. So that answer is 11. What did we say? 11 and 16.
11.
So you just put 11, comma 16. Or if you want to put x equals 11 and y equals 16, that's okay too. Everybody good? How about number 5 is going to be the same way, right? Okay. Because again, anytime it's just y equals and y equals, we can put it on our calculator. So let's do that. So we got negative x minus 4. Is that right?
Yes.
Negative x minus 4. And I totally forgot the bottom one. What was the bottom? 1/4 x. 1/4 x plus 1. Like that. Same process. Hit graph. I'm going to hit zoom 6 and make it back to normal. I could do the intersection stuff, but I can pretty much tell this one's intersecting at what? 1, 2, 3, -4 and 0. Okay. If you want to do the intersection on your calculator, you can, just to be sure. But that one's pretty obvious. It's -4 and 0. Why is this not coming down? There we go. -4, 0. I couldn't get my pen to work there. Everybody good on 4 and 5? Easy peasy, knows how to do it in the calculator, right? Everybody? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to scoot it up. 6. We can't just graph this one, right? However, it's still pretty easy. What method are we going to use? Definitely substitution, okay? I already know why they gave it to me right there. So all I got to do to get x is what? Substitute it in for y. Okay, make sure you put it in for y. Don't put it in for x. So that's going to be 4x minus 2 times 1 equals 6. -2 times 1 is -2. So how would I move -2? Add 2. So plus 2 and plus 2. 4x equals 8. Divide by 4. X equals 2. So this answer would be 2, 1. Or like I said, once again, you can just leave it x equals 2, y equals 1. Everybody good on 6? Easy peasy? Nobody said. It's okay. All right. up to 7. Number 7, how would I work number 7? What method am I going to use? What method is it set up to use? It's definitely set up to eliminate, and it's actually a pretty easy one because can I just add them the way they are? I sure can. Okay, the y's are going to do what when we add them up? Cross out because they're negative y and positive y make 0. 2x minus 6x is negative 4x. Negative 3 and 23 add up to 20. And then we divide by negative 4. X is negative 5. And then we take that and plug it in to get y. So I'm going to plug it into this bottom equation right here. Negative 6 times, what is x? Negative 5, we just found it. Okay, I'm substituting it in. Plus y equals 23. So negative 6 times negative 5 is positive 30. Plus y equals 23. And you subtract 30 from both sides, and we get negative 7. So negative 5 and negative 7. Make sure that's right. That is right. Good. All right. Number 8. What method is number 8 want us to use? Definitely want to do substitution. So I'm going to take what y equals, just like I did on, what was that, number 6? Right? Just same way, it's just a little more complicated. I'm going to take what y is and substitute it in for y in the other problem. All right? So we're going to have 6x plus 5y equals 69, but instead of putting y, I'm going to put negative 5x plus 29. I'm going to replace the y, substitute the y with what y equals, which is negative 5x plus 29. Okay? Simplify, so I'll have to distribute that 5 out. 6x minus 25x plus, I'm going to need your help on that one. I'm not sure what 5 times 29 is. 145? 145. I'm trying to erase because that looks like a 20 and I don't want it. There we go. Try this again. So that's negative 25x plus 145, you said?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
God
God bless you. Equals 69. All right?
bless.
6x minus 25x. What is 6x minus 25x? Negative what? No. Say negative 4. 6 minus 25.
Negative 19.
Negative 19x. I'm going to subtract 145 over, right? Get it on the other side. That cancels. And 69 minus 145. Negative 76. Divide by negative 19. You get positive 4. Yeah. 2 negatives make a positive. Negative 76 divided by negative 19 is 4. Okay? And by chance, if you get a decimal or fraction or something, you'll know, because I'm going to tell you, if you're supposed to get a decimal or fraction, I'll let you know. That way you can at least kind of have a gauge of whether you're doing it right or not. You with me? Okay? So I got x. X is 4. Take that and substitute it back in to get y. So y equals negative 5 times 4 plus 29. That does equal 9. Negative 20 plus 29 would be 9. Any questions on number 8? Everybody good? Easy peasy? Y'all make sure y'all write this down. Like I said, this is free 100. Okay? It's actually 2 free 100. Because I count the reviews twice. Everybody got it? All right. Moving on, try that again. Number 9, why is it, there we go. Come back up here to the top. Number 9, there we go.
Wow.
All right.
Yes, baby.
All right. Number 9, how do they want us to do that one?
Oh, it's mine divided by the
We're going to do substitution, right? Okay. They've got this one set up for us. So divide by 5, x is 8, okay? And then we plug that in to get the y. So 8 plugged in for x plus 4y equals 16. We subtract 8 from both sides. 16 minus 8 is 8. And we divide that by 4. Y is 2. So 8 and 2 would be 9. That was a nice and easy one. Everybody good? So far, so good? Everybody got those? You got it, Lynn? Still right? Good. All right. Number 10. What method are we going to do on number 10?
It don't matter.
Number 10 is kind of it's not really set up to do any of them, okay? So we can pick. Can I make it do elimination? Yes, but if I want it to do elimination, I got to move the 6 and the 3y. I got to switch those around so they line up, okay? Or I can just divide everything up here by what? 3 and solve it for y and then plug that in, okay? However, since there's no good way of doing it, I'm just going to pick one. So what y'all want to pick? You want to divide it by 3? All right, let's do that. And then we'll do substitution. So we're going to divide everything. Oops, that was the wrong thing. Divide everything by 3. Okay, so y will equal 5/3 x plus 2. Okay, I'm sorry. This is we are doing substitution. Okay, because now that we know y, we'll take y, and again, this is number 10. We'll take y and plug it in for that y. All right, so 7x minus 9 times 5/3 x plus 2 equals 6. And this is one of those problems where even me as a math teacher I'm glad that I can use my calculator, because this isn't easy numbers. Okay, we got a fraction here, we got negatives. So I'm going to need your help. What is negative 9 times 5/3? Negative 15. And then it does go with the x. Okay, that is correct. All right. What is negative 9 times 2?
Negative
18 equals 6. It took you longer to do that than it did the fraction. All right. So now that all the fractions are gone, thank you. So 7x minus 15x is negative 8x. Make sure you put the negative, okay? And then if I added 18 over to both sides, 6 plus 18 is 24. Is that right? Yes, that's right. And then finally divide by negative 8, we get negative 3. And then finally we go all the way back up here and plug in our x into that problem to get y. So y equals 5/3 times negative 3 plus 2. And again, that's one where I'm just going to put it in my calculator And you should get -3 for y as well, if you do it correctly. -3. -3 is y and x on that one. Everybody good? That was probably the hardest one of the 10 that we've done so far. Okay? I'll hit pause. So everybody got that? Great. All right, let's move to the next. Number 11. That one is definitely set up to use which method? Elimination is correct. All right. So elimination, it's even already set up for us. The 4x's and -4x is going to cancel, and the -y and then positive 9y will cancel. So what's left on the left side? On the left side? 0, nothing. Okay, which is 0. On the right side, what's 2 plus 2? 4. Does 0 equal 4? No, it does not. So my answer is this does not have a solution. It's no solution. Okay, no solution. 12. How are we going to work that one? Elimination, substitution, or graph? It's also set up to eliminate. So if I wanted to get rid of, let's get rid of the y. It's a little easier. So I need this to be a positive 2y. So what do I need to multiply it by? -2. So I'm going to rewrite the top equation here and distribute -2 to everything on the bottom equation. So that'd be -4x plus 2y equals +6. Oh, look what happens here. These both cancel, so I'm left with 0. And -6 and 6 do what? Cancel. So that's, does 0 equal 0? Yes. So this question's answer is infinite solutions. Okay, so 11, when it wasn't true, it was no solution. 12, it was true, 0 equals 0, so it's infinite solutions. Any questions on those first 12 before we move on to the next 12? Okay. At this point, okay, at number 12, that's everything that was on the mid-test. Okay, so starting with 13 and 14 and 15 is where we're starting the new stuff. Okay, so 1 through 12 is everything on the first 4 sections of chapter 5. And then starting with number 13, we start with section 5.5. Okay, and then go on from there. Everybody good? All right. 13. You will be happy with me because I am going to change these directions just a little bit. It should say solve the equation using your calculator. Because we've done these type of equations before, okay, or we have many times, but I don't know if you've ever solved them using your calculator. So if you've forgotten, we're going to go to the graph section of our calculator, and we're going to type in the left side into one y equals and the right side into the other y equals, and then figure out where they're intersecting, what the x part of the point is that they are intersecting at. That makes sense? Okay, so we're doing this on 13, 14, and 15. So let me go to my calculator, and I'm going to need y'all's help again because I'm going to need you to read it to me. So the left side of that first equation.
Oh, so we're gonna we're about to graph some?
Yep, just like you're about to graph some. And you're going to put, for one of the y's, the left side of the equation, and for the other y, the right side of the equation. So what's the left side of the equation? -4x minus 8. Okay. Enter. And then the right of the equation is what?
-3 x plus 9.
Close parenthesis? All right.
Question.
Yes.
When we, the parentheses, Can we go ahead and solve it before we put it in there? Or do we have to put it in there?
You mean distribute it?
Yeah.
You could distribute it if you want to, but that I wouldn't, because one, it takes more time, and two, what if you mess up? I get it, but I mess up simple stuff all the time. Okay, I say 3 times 2 is 5 by mistake, something like that. Okay, 3 times 2 ain't 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. But for some reason, my brain wants to tell me 3 times 2 is 5 every now and then. Okay, so there's really no reason to do it because the calculator will take care of that for you. Okay, so all you do is that, and then we need to find out where they are what? Intersecting. So you can hit second trace, number 5, enter, enter, enter. Oh my goodness.
It's 19 negative 84.
19 negative 8. Well, it didn't look like 19 negative 84. It looked like my graph. Well, let me hit 1. It looked like my graph. What? Looks like they're parallel, but they're not. So let's. What can we do on our? We hit zoom out. Enter. Still can't see it. Hit enter one more time. Ah, they do intersect. Now we can go back to our trace. That's why I wanted to do that wrong, because what did I do different? What did I not do first? I didn't graph it. Oh my God. Make sure you graph it first, and then make sure you can see if it's intersecting or not. And then when you can see it intersecting, that's when you go and do the intersect part. Okay? So now I can hit second trace and go to intersect, and now enter, enter, enter. 19 negative 84. Now, on 1 through 12, or I should say 4 through 12, I needed both the x and the y. Do I need both the x and the y on these? No, because I only have one variable that I'm looking for, right?
That is.
You got your equation on.
Oh, crap, Connie. What?
Negative 3.
Negative good for.
There you go. All right, so I'm only needing the x part. So my answer for what number is this? 13? My answer for 13 is x equals 19. Everybody with me? Okay. Let's go back to y equals, and let's do the next problem. What is the left part of the equation on 14?
9x minus 5.
9x minus 5. And on the right side, it's what?
4x plus 1.
4x plus 1. Make sure you graph it first. All right. Now, on that one, I can zoom into my normal one. And now I can see that they're intersecting. Okay? So you just hit zoom standard, or number 6. One more time, hit second trace, number 5, enter, 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 and x equals what? 1.2. Don't let getting a decimal or fraction scare you. It is okay if you do. Everybody good? Okay. Are we ready for 15? Same process, right? 15's a little different though, isn't it? What's on 15? What are those things called? Those bars. Absolute value. So how do you go and get absolute value on your calculator?
Second and then 0.
Second and 0. Very good, Brianna. Second and 0 is the very first one. Okay? And now, what is inside that absolute value? X minus 6 is on the left. All right. Is that it? All right. What about the right?
Absolute value and
Absolute value of what?
negative 3x plus 14.
Plus 14. Is that it? All right. And again, we hit graph. What do you notice? They're intersecting how many times? Twice. So how many answers am I going to have? 2. Okay. So I have to go through this process twice. Second trace, intersect, I can't just hit enter, enter, enter. Remember, these are the ones where I got to move my cursor closer to the answer that I'm wanting, okay? So I'm going to try to find that one first. And does it have to be exactly on it? No, it just needs to be really close. Everybody with me? So I'm going to get the one on the left first. I'm going to hit enter, enter, and enter. And so one answer is x equals what? 4. All right, x equals 4. And then I go through the whole process again. Second, trace, intersect, but this time I'm going to move my cursor over closer to that other point where they're intersecting. Everybody see that? Again, enter, enter, enter. That x is what? 5. So my answers on 15 are x equals 4 and x equals 5. Okay? Any questions? Everybody good? All right. I can actually go back to my numbers here. Number 16. Your school, I had to throw at least one of these in here for you. I did, because, you know, word problem never hurt nobody. Okay. 16. Your school is planning a field trip to the zoo. There are 2 different bus companies that the school can use. Bus company A has a $30. I just made, I don't even know what a dottle is. A $30 rental fee plus $10 for each student. Bus company B has a $105 rental fee I can't talk. Has a $105 rental fee plus $7 for each student. How many students will need to go in order for the bus to cost the same?
Well, now.
I've done that so many times today. The same from both companies. So, let's see here. Company A, how much does it cost me?
$5.
$30 rental fee plus what?
10.
10 for each student. So it's going to be $30 plus 10. I want to put X because I don't want to put S because my S's look like 5s. Okay? So, but just know, X is the student. All right? Company B, what's its flat fee?
7.
No, just the fee. $105 no matter what, plus how much per student? 7 per student. And I need to figure out how many students have to go for it to be what? The same. So what am I going to do with these 2 equations right here? I want them to be what? Equal. Okay? So this would be my setup, and you don't have to write this. I'm just showing you. I want 30 plus 10x to equal 105 plus 7x. And now I can work this problem just like I did 13, 14, and 15. I can do what? Graph it. Okay? Put 30 plus 10x for one y equals and 105 plus 7x for the other y equals. Is that making sense? All right. So let me go to my y equals real quick. Y'all got those memorized for me so y'all can tell me?
Yeah.
It was 30 plus 10x and
105.
and plus 7x.
Yeah.
And we're going to hit graph. And can I see their intersection?
No.
No, so I need to what? Zoom out. Zoom out is number 3 and hit enter until I can see them intersect. Enter again. One more time. Hey, they're intersecting. Yay. Now I hit second trace. Number 5. Enter, enter, enter. How many students got to go? 25 students have to go.
Unless you want 280.
No, that's the y. And do you see a y in our problem?
No.
No, we just had x's. Okay? So, 25 students have to go for it to not matter, okay? If 25 students go, we can go with company A or company B, either one, and it will not matter which one we pick because we'll pay the same price. Okay? Everybody good? All right. On these next three or two, these next two, we are graphing. Okay, 17 and 18. We're graphing. So I'm going to pull me some graph paper up real quick. Get that off of here. Let's see. There. Grids, crosses, graph paper. There we go. That looks pretty. Hey, there we go. All right. So 17. Can I make this? Can I play this one? Okay, you'll just have to go with this. You have the graph paper yourself. If you don't have any at home, you can always just make some, okay? Make your own grid. So 17, what was the equations? Y is greater than negative 4x. And y is what?
Oh no, the second one's negative 2x plus y.
Oh, they made it hard on us, huh? Negative 2x plus y?
Is greater than
3. Okay. So the top one's good, ready to go. What do we need to do to the bottom one there?
Move the X.
Move the x over. Add 2x to both sides. Okay? So y is greater than or equal to 2x plus 3. This problem, we don't have to worry about this, but if there was a negative in front of that y right here, what would we need to do? Divide everything by what?
Y.
Not y, but the negative 1. And if I divide an inequality by negative 1, what happens to the inequality? It flips. So just remember that. I'm not saying you'll have one. I'm just wanting to make sure we go over it in case you do. Okay? So I'm going to use this graph right here. And let's graph. All right? The top one here. What's my y-intercept? You see anything over here? It's 0. That's right. There's nothing over there. And the slope is negative 4. So I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. Or I could go up 4, left 1. Up 4, left 1. Why am I making it a dotted line?
So it's not a solid.
Why is it not solid? Can somebody tell me? Because it's just greater than. It's not greater than or equal to. Okay? Now, since it is greater than, where do I need to shade? Above. Okay, I'm going to use my highlighter. I know y'all can't do this, but it's pretty cool. Can I make that bigger? Yeah, I can. I'll make it a lot bigger. All right. So, there is, I'll do that all again. Here we go. There we go. Above that line, all right? And then we'll do the other line. Where was my y-intercept? 3, so up 1, 2, 3 right here. Its slope is 2. So I rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1, however many times you want to do it. And I go, this line is solid line, right? Because it does have an equal to. It's greater than and equal to. And I shade above that line. Everybody with me? I'm going to go green this time. And where the shades intersect is my answer. So where are they intersecting? basically. What do we call that? Where they intersect.
So,
Starts with a T. Ends with an I. Top. Up here. They're intersecting everywhere in this little cone right here. All right. So like I said, I know you can bring highlighters if you want to, 2 different color highlighters, and the highlighters do the overlapping for you, and you really don't have to worry. Or you can just remember, if you just got a pencil, which is what I always had, just shade lightly to begin with on both of the first 2, and then darken in really good where they cross. Don't graph it on the calculator, because I'm going to want you to do it on your paper. You can graph it on your calculator to check it, but make sure you graph it on your paper. Okay? Everybody good on 17? All right. I only gave you 2. Wasn't that nice of me? I thought it was pretty nice. I mean, it's not 0, but it's not like I gave you 10 of them. You know what I'm saying?
You're a good dude.
Thanks, Ethan. You're a good dude yourself, buddy. Sometimes. Well, now this is, okay, it's not wanting to work, so I'm just going to clear it out. And we'll just start over here. There we go. There we go. All right, 18. Would somebody mind reading 18 to me?
Tyler said he'd be more.
X plus Y. Is that what you said? 18. X plus Y is greater than -3. And what's the other one? And that's it? Okay. So the bottom one this time's good. I just need to move what on the top? Subtract that X. So we're going to have Y is greater than -X minus 3. And now we can graph it. So I don't know why that's, oh, I do know why that's so dark, because I made it so dark. All right. Our first one, right here. What's my y-intercept? -3. Down 3. Be right there, and my slope is -1. So down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. As many times as you want to keep going, or you could go up 1 and to the left 1. All right. Do I draw a solid line or a dotted line here? It is dotted, so I'm just going to keep drawing my dots and just leave it like that. Okay? Do I shade above or below? It's greater than, so where do I shade? Above it, okay? Going to shade above it here. Do yellow. Oops. There we go. Everywhere above that little dotted line. Okay? Everybody good? For the second one, what's my y-intercept? 0. And my slope is 3. 1, 2, 3 up. Run 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or I could go down 1, 2, 3 and left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to make that also a dotted line. Again, because there is no equal to. Do I shade above or below that one? Above that one as well. So everything above it. And you can see the little part where they intersected there. I'm just going to kind of color it in with black real good. That would be your answer. Any questions on how to graph the inequalities? Everybody good? All right. We've made it to our last 2. We're under an hour. We're doing good. Everybody's good? Last 2. The last 2 they have given us we're going the other direction, what I'm trying to say.
Backwards.
They've given us the equation, and they want us to write the what? Or they've given us the graph, they want us to write the inequalities, okay, the equations. So for 19, don't make them hard. It's going to be y and y, okay? So I'm going to do this one right here first. Here, I'll color code them so you can tell which is which. I'm going to let this one be blue right here, okay? And then the other one, we'll let it be red right here. All right. So for the blue one, we're going to have y. The blue line, is it shaded above or below the blue line? Okay. It is above up here, but we're talking about the entire blue line. Look right here. Is that shaded above the blue line? No. So everywhere is shaded below the blue line. Everybody see that? So I know my sign has to be what? Less than, because it's below. So y is less than. Is it equal to? Yes, because this line was what? Was solid. So it is also equal to. And then from there, you're just finding your m and your b, or your slope and your y-intercept. Okay? So what is my b right here? Where is it crossing the x-axis, or the y-axis? -2. And my slope, well, let's see here. I know this point works, and I need another point. Where is another point it's crossing? About right there. Y'all agree with that one? Y'all see what I'm talking about? I want a point where it's at a point. Like if I go to 3 up here, well, 3, 1's right. I don't want to do that.
Is it 6 over 4?
3, 1 is right there. Well, that's not a point this way. It's not on the line. You follow me? So I'm trying to figure out where is it crossing at a point so I can count. Okay? So if I go from here to here, that's up 1, 2, 3, 4, what? 5, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 over 4x, and then like we talked about, it crossed at -2.
Landon LaForce, you have a checkout.
Sir.
I think it's 6 over 4. Look at it. Because right here it shows, I guess your blue
Let me
line.
look at the answers, and then that way it'll be easy. It is 19. It says 6 over 5, so I'm off a little bit. You are exactly right. So did I just pick the wrong point? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I just picked the wrong point. So we knew we had this one. And oh, sure is. Look, you can even see it going through the point. See it right there?
Landon is still using glasses.
Can y'all see it on your paper?
Tiny dot. How do you expect me to see it?
Use your eyes.
Yeah,
Also
just
use your
hold
paper.
hold your paper close. If you want to bring, might be a good idea to bring like a magnifying glass. That'd be good. All right,
It'd be a
for the red one. Again, the red one's right here.
line, too.
Still gonna have Y. Is it shaded above or below that red one? Everywhere on the red line. It's always above. So it's greater than. Is it equal to?
No.
It is not equal to because it's a dotted line. All right. It's going through the origin. So there is no y-intercept. What's another point it's going through? Right there. Everybody see that? Right below the 4. So that's down 1, which would be -1 over left 4 would also be what? Negative. So -1 over -4 is actually what? Positive 1/4. Didn't mean to erase my 1/4 there, but I did. 1/4 x, and that's it. 1/4 x, yep. Greater than, y is greater than 1/4 x. Everybody good on 19? And then we got, last but not least, number 20. Doing the same thing.
No solution.
Again, it is, the answer is no solution, but the answer is not what we're looking for, right? Don't forget, I'm not actually looking for the answer. My answer is the equations. So I want to know what the equations is. So don't put no solution on this, even though there is no solution, okay? That's not what it's not asking us to solve it. It's asking what are the equations, all right? So y is going to be this top one here, okay? Greater than or less than? It's greater because it's shaded above. Is it equal to? It is not equal to because, again, it's a dashed line. The slope, let's see here, it's going through that point, and let's find another point where it goes. Looks like it's going through that point right there. Okay, so that's rising how far? 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 over 5x, and what was my y-intercept? 1. Plus 1, and for the other one, are we going to be less than or greater than on it? Less than, it is shaded below. Is it equal to or not? No, because again, it's a dotted line. Get my slope, we got a point there, and where is it going through another point at? Right there. Yep. Up, 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which makes sense because if my answer is no solution, my slopes are supposed to be what? The same, okay? Where is it going through the y-axis? -2. Hope this video helps you if you're watching at home. Have a great night or a great day, depending on what you're doing or what time it is, and always stay above the line.